Boom! Reality check. Reality check today. Yeah, the realities of life. To be or not to be? Here's a good question, eh? I found a document a while ago on the internet, and I've read that document a few times. Makes a lot of sense. Realities of life. Yeah, I'm going to read you that, and I'm going to be inspired by the document, of course, during my talk this afternoon. We're going to be here for a while. It's a big document. There's many pages. So we're going to be here for a while. It's going to be a good reality check. Be ready. Open your mind. Yeah. To be or not to be? That is the question. Everyone knows this famous phrase by Shakespeare in Hamlet, but does anyone really know what it means? The thing is, it is not a question, but an answer. It is one and the same. To be is not to be at the same time. This is the path of life. Learning to accept to be someone here and not to be here because it is one of the same thing. We only look like we are, but in fact we are not. We live only in our minds. This is reality. That's true. Everything is in the mind. The following text concern each and everyone living in this place, in this world. It is not a biography and not for entertainment purposes. It is fundamentally important information which everybody should need and know. Need and know. It is not to be taken lightly and with no disregard because it affects and concerns each and every one of us. It is about our lives. It has to be taken as it is. There are no hidden senses and no hidden reference. It is about our past, present, and future, about now. It is about the world that we are all part of and in which you and everyone now and before have created for us. It shows only the true reality of life in its simplest version. Introduction. People today have a hard time living because they don't know anymore what to do with their lives, what to think of their lives, where it goes, and why they are even alive here today. The answer to this is because society has put upon them a box, a cage, a veil of lies before your eyes and in your mind. When I say society, just to be clear, I'm talking about each and every one of us, here, now, and then. The rulers of society today decides to show and tell what people should be doing or not, and what they should know or not. They say that these are the things that are good and right for you, but what do they not say is that it is good and right, especially for them, to keep the society running like it's supposed to be, in a perpetual motion. But really like they want it to be? Yeah. Thing is, if you don't know better in your life or don't have clear view of what life really is, you will listen and believe all of what they say and show anything that is good for you. And that is a good example. I saw Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve, his last video. He's interviewing someone again outside. I like to see that because I like to see the response of people. What's their reaction? And this one was pretty shocking. The head in the sand, literally. Like they accept. I don't know. We have to comfort our mind or to not to, like, we fall as soon as we have something. Oh, I have to plug in the power or I'm gonna lose you. Hold on. I just thought of it. The laptop is not plugged in. Okay. As soon as we have something to that comes our way to trigger our belief or to trigger what we know or what we've been taught, some people will put their head in the sand and totally dismiss everything that is brought up to them. And this is what I seen in his video. Go check it out. He's talking about natural science. This is what it's all about, natural science. We're not talking about pre-scientists from Babylon. We're talking about natural science. Use your eyes to look, and make sense of it. Anyway. Every living being on this plane knows what is essentially good for them naturally. We know that naturally. What is good or bad for us, we know it naturally. We don't need anybody, any government, anything to govern our life to tell us what to think or what to do. We can govern ourselves, but we have let go of all this, and now we prefer be governed and be led by other people and tell me the reality, and I'll accept it and I'll go along with it. Basically, that's what we do. Why do they impose suggestion like that on you? Why do they do that? Ask yourself, why do they do it? Just ask question. To train you like an animal, like a dog, jump when asked to, play dead when asked to. Mind control. What may look like mind control are only choices, but the magic is you think it's always your choice. You think it's always your choice. You decided to go there. You decided to buy this. You decided to eat this, etc. You all think that, this is what came to me at first when I awoke to a lot of stuff. Especially when it started about the food. When I had my first realization about all kinds of stuff was the food, was the poison they put in the food. I started to read labels. I started being conscious and read labels. That's how it starts. You start educating yourself and you start saying, hey, whoa, what's that? What's that name? Why does it have an abbreviation and not a name? You start to ask, why would they poison me? And then you join the dots at one point and realize that the whole thing, but for me, yeah, the food was very, very, but at one point I was like, okay, so I've realized at one point that I've never been really conscious of what I was eating. Like, being conscious is making the choice to eat what I want. Like today, I'm really, really conscious of what I eat. Like, I will not eat what they tell me to eat or what they say is good for me. Here in Canada, the government is giving you a guide for food. They have a guide for food. It's called Le Guide Alimentaire Canadien. Anyway, in this, they tell you what to eat. They even tell you what to eat, the government. It's crazy. But people don't look at it. They take that guide and they bring it to school. The teachers show it to children. I had it shown to me in school. Le Guide Alimentaire Canadien, everywhere. Like, it's crazy, the madness. When you stop to ask yourself, did I ever add an original thought? Was that my thinking to eat that or this? Or, like for me, a lot of stuff that I was eating that was really, really bad for me, really acid, was the milk the milk, and I was taking it straight from the farm. So that was even worse. And the meat, I stopped those two, and I started to lose weight right away. I lost 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. I will say it and say it again. That's part of my story. That's part of my whole awakening. It's to have lost weight. Come on. I was 300 pounds. I was super fat before. Like I was, but not super fat, but I was 300 pounds. At one point, you're like, ooh, what is that? I was getting on the scale, and I was like proud of being 300 pounds. I was so unconscious that I was proud of it. Like I was like, oh yeah, I carry my weight, without even thinking of the consequence of being overweight. Like I was just enjoying what I was eating, and we enjoy the pleasure, and we never stop thinking, hey, what am I eating there? No. That doesn't pass. It just boop, it goes straight in front of us, and we don't even. So the questioning has to happen on a very, very deep level. It's everything we do. To become conscious is a big, big work. Like today, I'm still awakening. I'm not completely conscious of everything, I'm sure. There's stuff but I'm doing the work, like I say, every day to become more and more in touch with what is called greatness, because this is what I want to experience, greatness. So yeah, but the real question is, why did you choose to do all those things? Because you let those suggestions, that is all what they are, only suggestion, get to you. Same like everything the government is suggesting is suggestion, but you let it get to you. So you think you need all those things to live normally in the society, or your life won't be good. What will happen if you don't follow? The only thing that can happen is the fear of judgment of the peers, a kind of mind control, and this is one of the worst. This is the judgment of the peers, what other people, the fear of what other people is going to think of you can stop you from living your whole life. Your whole life. I know, I was there. And look today, do I care about people, what they think about me? I go live twice a day on YouTube, Truman Show. I don't care. I'm here to live my life. This is my day, my time, my life, and I want to enjoy it in the now, not in the anxiety trip and stuff like that. I'm here and now. Like, this is it. But I refuse to let my mind being controlled anymore. There's got to be a point in time where you say enough. It's enough. The mind control, the not thinking for yourself and afraid of stepping out the herd because, you don't think like everybody, or what people's going to think of me if I say that the earth is flat, is not a ball, or, what is that? But this is what we've been programmed for, to laugh at people that come out and step out the herd. We've been programmed to laugh at them. This is crazy. I lived that crazy madness. I was there. I was programmed myself. If I'm here on YouTube, it's because I was able to let go of that, a bit of that programming. And I ended up here. I haven't, that's not something I've done from the time I was 20 years old. I started that not long ago. So it takes work. It takes work on yourself. It takes time. It takes to let go of fear also. Fear, society used those tactics, which they perfected over millions of years, probably millions of years, to continue to maintain their veil and their ring of control over the minds and the doings of the people. Simple. If you cannot sense that your mind is controlled, it's because they must have succeeded very, very good with you. They have succeeded the brainwash on a very deep level. Society shows people that the only way to live their lives happily is to comply. Do well. They are suppressed to comply, do what society wants because it's the right thing to do. And anyone who do not follow their rules, well, they are suppressed, pushed aside of society. It's kept as crazy or even act upon with violence. What kind of society does this? What kind of society are we in? Eh? From my reflections and experiences, it has led me to see and observe that the majority of people do not want to know the truth or are afraid of it. Afraid of it. Are lazy and just want to comply to be told what to do. Simple. They want to be told what to believe and even want to be controlled. It's easier this way. It's not their fault. They have been raised, educated, cultivated, brain-fed, and misled by society to think that way. By not trusting and not knowing what they need for themselves, but relying on others for their well-beings. This is what gets us stuck where we are. They want to believe in the saying of someone that seems supposedly more knowledgeable than themselves, or that someone will come and change things to make their life easier, or that someone will come and save them. Even people expect to be saved. All this because society and religions work. Yeah. The truth is, the truth, what people are afraid or don't want to know, is man does not know anymore what he should do here, what is his role, his place in all of this. He and only he can save himself. Nobody can save you. You only can save yourself. You will create your own salvation. Forget about the church or anybody else. You will. That's the only thing that will be left after you. Wake up. Wake up. Don't know how to say it anymore. Yeah, so he and only he can save himself. But as religions and society spreads, and so the imposition of those false beliefs on the people, they were forced to and cultivated that way and then started to believe in all of those beliefs. Those of a Messiah or a person or anything else will come and save them from their own sins. Do everything for them. And then for them, there were and still are the beliefs of today's society, but applied differently. As each and every knowledgeable man said, I can only show you the path. You got to walk the road yourself. I told you how many times. I can speak, yap, do all my 3 million videos. You have to walk the path yourself. I told you how many times that. Experience it. How many times I told you don't listen or don't follow anything I say? Experience it. Walk the path. Walk the road. Don't take a path where there's already something, you know. Go where there's no trail. There's no path and leave a trail. You know, that's create. You know, create. Use your brain and start creating something for yourself in your life. Not for them. For yourself in your life. Your life depends on it. It does. Believe me. I know. And anyway, let me get back to where I was. That's it. And each and every knowledgeable man said, I can only show you the path. You got to walk the road yourself or any variation. If everybody would understand this little and simple phrase, nobody would worship and listen to anything or anyone else than themselves. Be your own guru. Be your own guru. That's the key. Anyway, I know me. I know. I don't listen. I let the divine light guide me. You know, I let the divine light guide me, and it will take me where it's gonna take me. You know, I don't need anybody to come and show me the way. I'll find my way. Yeah, and I'll find it out of no way if I have to. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. That's what Les Brown used to say. I got that from him. Yeah, yeah. I got a lot of stuff from him. I'll tell you something at the end too. I got from him today. So if everybody would understand this little and simple phrase, nobody would worship and listen to anything or anyone else than themselves. Not money, not a savior, not a actor, not a athlete, not a teacher, or any religions that wants to govern your life. Only you, not egotistically, not egotistically speaking, but knowing yourself, trusting yourself, knowing where you are, what you are, what your experiences are, and your actions. Can it be more clear than that? I'm going to start to yell here. Starting to be hyper this afternoon. Ooh, that's great. Great energy. I love that. Boom. Yeah, yeah, we're here. Knowing yourself, trusting yourself, knowing where you are. Knowing where you are. Where are you? Never mind the priest in Babylon. Think for yourself. Where are you? Sorry. Where are you? What are you? What, these are fundamental questions that we should all ask ourselves at least for once in a lifetime. Hello? By doing that, you and everyone else would be able to see the entire world as a happy and peaceful place. I see the world as heaven, paradise. It's just that now I got it altered a bit by it's a fake paradise because everything is fake and controlled mind, and controlled mind, the first line of control. When I was younger, I could always see past the lies and beliefs of people, and I'm pretty sure that all children can. But as a child, we look up to parents and teachers, and we think that the grown-ups should know better. We think that the grown-up. I was like, when you're a kid, you come in, children. I don't like to say kid. When you come into this world, you're a children. You look up to those people. You think but in reality, the grown-up today are just as children as they were when they were children, because they believe everything that they are fed, controlled mind. But as child, we look up to parents and teachers, and we think that the grown-ups should know better than you about life and all those things. But in fact, they don't have a clue any more than you. They have been misled and lied to all their lives as well. As adults, they think that they can decide what their children should do or what they should follow and believe because society says it's the way to do it. Does that give them the right to tell you as a child what to do or not? Even if you, the child, know that what you feel is what is right, if a child cared to say to an adult that it is not the way it should be, and he does not want to do what he has been told to, then the parents gets angry and try to hurt their child's feelings by using words like, you are not good enough, you are stupid, not intelligent, and even sometimes resort to violence and physical harm, just to impose their will and to make you do the things that they think is right for you. But what do they know? They don't know what is good for themselves. Ha! Boom! They don't even know what's good for themselves. Parents are hypocrite. Hypocrite. Why do those acts? Because you are an helpless child who needs control and knows nothing. Really? Kind of look like what society does to adults. It's related. That's what I said. But these kind of acts puts on barrier on the child's mind unconsciously and build their vision of life in their heads. These I call micro-traumatism. Micro-traumatism. Hold on. Can't lose where I was. Where I was, hold on. Anyway. You are stupid, not intelligent, and even sometimes resort to that. Because you are an helpless child who needs control. Okay, hold on, okay, micro-traumatism. Looks like nothing, but affect and scars the mind over time. No, little adjustment. No child is stupid and ignorant. No child is stupid and ignorant. Only those who raise them are. All this again because they have been raised and educated to the likes of society. And they don't know better, so they transmit to their child the same teachings. That's what basically parents do, and teachers and everybody. They teach their fears. You know, show them what's possible instead of teaching your fears to your children or to your student. Is it right to think that because the child comes from them, they are the rightful owner of that child? Because it is their child. The sense of owning someone and having power over something, is that not tyranny? Do they not see that the children have a life on their own? Do they not see that they made this person come to life to be free? To be free? And we restrain them like crazy? As a result of this, the child grows and is educated with a suppressed and traumatized mind, a conditioned mind, carved, cultivated, and modeled to the likes of society. A mind full of barriers and false view of life, full of fears, a mind that is not really your own. Take back ownership for your life. By the time the child has reached adulthood, that suppressed and conditioned mind is so normal and part of everyday life that they cannot see any more than they have been trained and chained to act on the model of society. And they do not know that their minds have been manipulated and corrupted over time. As it was for them, the ones who lived the devil before us, the parents, raised and educated their children as they have been. It is a vicious circle that has been going on for millions and millions of years, right in front of our eyes, which are so busy looking at all the distractions society has put up. Our eyes are too busy looking at all the distractions. Wake up. Traumatism. Now, the big trauma is the first kind of mind control used by Babylon. Who's in the chat today? Oh, we have Leslie, Fallen Angel, Kat is here. Big up, big up. Hello, Gigi. Tone. Big up, big up, big up. Great vibes, great vibes. Traumatism is the first kind of control used. It was used all over the ages, all over the world in the wars, public deaths, sacrifices, etc. All of these are traumatic events, big or small, made to subdue the population into fear, acceptance, and control. These days, society uses lots of tactics to pass on their ways, but today it is mostly the entertainment business, that they use to do the control for them, like televisions, books, and music, things that the people love, and things that it makes good things for them. People use things today without even knowing what they are really for, like money and television. What are they really made for? Hmm. Money and television. What are they really made for? Look at it. Sure, these things seems all good. If it was not, you would not want it. You would not want it. You would not buy it. You would not give yourself to it. It is made this way to make you want it. But if you knew the true purpose of it, would you still like them? Those things are to keep people's mind off of themselves, unconscious, to love yourself in a group mentality, wandering in a dream world, not the individuality, the reality of things. As long as you follow the line drawn by the medias, you are being led in your mind to be slave of some kind of control. It makes you dream and wonder at what life should or what it could be. But that is only the vision that society wants for you. This because you do not know what you want. If you did, commercials would be useless. Everyone needs to know that control is not taken from you. It is given to you. It is given by you to them. It is always your choice. Only you can let someone take control of your actions. Society is like a vampire, and they portray this in movies. It is all related. Vampires sucks the blood of people to keep them alive. So does society. Without people, it is dead. And vampires can never take something from you unless you give it to them. Sounds a lot like society to me. All that exists and happens all around you before your very own eye is a relation of life that exists inside you. Inside of you. It is you. Only you can see what your eyes can see. Nobody can see this because of what society made you believe. What you see with your eyes is what it is and not more. And what they teach you is the truth. Then it must be the truth. This vicious circle can only be broken when you decide for yourself by experiences, researches, self-knowledge, and self-discovery. What is the truth in all of this? What life really is and means. What to do with it. What to do with it. To be able to know that, you got to have a free mind, free of other people's thoughts. Free of other people's thoughts. Free of society's will and grasp on you. Free of all fears. You have to let go of your attachment of the material and meditate on all your actions in life and to regress to the states you were when you were a child, pure, unattained by beliefs, and relearn everything from there. When I told you I feel like I am reborn, and that's what it is. That's what you have to do. You have to be reborn in this world in order to find a way that, yeah. And relearn everything from there on your own, by your own will, and by your own heart's desire. Know that you have all the abilities, unimaginable, I have problem with this word, Unimaginable. I got it. Already in you. Do not let someone tell you what you are or not. Or are not. Know yourself. It is only It is the only way to regain your own mind and to see the true reality that is before you. If not, you only live in a made-up world of someone else's thoughts or plan, a follower of others' visions and makings, a slave to society. Do you want to remain a slave? Wake up. Society. There exists a way to be able to live a real life here, free of control and suppressions, but people can't access it, nor can they see it. They have been put a veil upon their eyes, and that veil is called society. Remember, when I say society, I'm talking about each and every one of us. Society has blinded and divided man for a long time with some false belief of religions, education, nationality, races, knowledge, advancement, entertainment, culture, pleasures, senses, etc. So much important to make you forget yourself and what you really are, unconscious of things happening. That's what you really are. Unconscious of things happening. Yeah. Yeah, I have a French accent. Yeah. Je parle français, moi. Moi, je peux faire tout le show en français, si vous voulez. Je parle très bien en français. Ma langue maternelle, c'est le français, bien sûr. J'avais l'idée de faire plus de shows en français, mais I think there's more people listening in English, so that's why I do it in English. But je peux faire en français aussi si vous voulez. Il n'y a pas de problème. Pas de problème. But we'll keep it in English. I like it in English also because I practice at the same time. You know, doing this is not just to sound interesting, like I say all the time. This is very vital and important for me to read in English. Anyway, I read minimum 20 to 30 pages a day. So I read every day. So it's important that either I go on YouTube to read a bit of things like this, or I read books. But this is not something that I do for just to, like, I want to get better in English. I want to be better in English and all that. So that's why I'm here in English. But I can go in French too. There's no problem. Yes, I'm a French Canadian, born in Quebec. Born in Quebec, Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Yeah, born in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, in a little city in Quebec. By little, it's not so little. Trois-Rivières is pretty big. So much important to make you forget yourself and what you really are, unconscious of things happening. To divide us from ourselves. That's the first place. Me, when I tell you we can talk about conspiracy or, oh, you have a lot of relatives here, Leslie? Oh, good. But you're not far, Leslie. I think you're right in Maine or something like that. You're not far from me. No? So, Micah is here. Big up, Micah. Yeah. So, there's a... Yeah, we are unconscious of things happening. That's it. To divide us from ourselves. To make you think you are part of something. To be able to do that in a worldwide manner, they took over religions and businesses, or maybe they invented those things. Maybe they invented those things. The word says it all. Really, Gian or Zion. Rely Zion. Rely on Zion. And busyness. to keep you busy. Busyness, to keep you busy outside of who you really are. And other words like being cultivated, being planted, grown, and then eaten by society. Another is disease. Dis-ease, not an ease, not being happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not at ease. You will develop dis-ease. That's why it's important to refine. You know, when I say all the time to find the balance, the balance in yourself, and to go back into that, to find that wholeness inside yourself, that plane of inertia, the space in between the thoughts, This is what I was talking about this morning, the plane of inertia. We live on the plane of inertia. This is called Earth. This is our plane of inertia. That's why we ground stuff to the Earth. Because, and we have that plane of inertia also in our brains. So it's that where we find peace of mind. Because if not, we're always in the thoughts and what we've been told. There's a lot in our heads. Come on. We've been programmed, for my part, from a very long time. So I know I was in Mass for 19 years in the French community, but the old people died. Oh, you can't speak it anymore, Leslie? That would have been great. We could have had a little show together. So know that words are related to life and all have a connection to reality. This is another thing. People think that words have no meaning. They're just there. It's just grammar. It's just... No, these are magic. They do magic with words. Words, sound, and power. You do magic with that. So know that the words are related to life and all have a connection to reality. All have multiple meanings beside their definitions made by society, because societies can create their own languages. Yeah, they can create their own languages. But this is called etymology. Etymology. Society will create all kinds of languages to divide us. But the real meaning, the real root of the word, the divine thing in the words, you get it in the etymology. But this, most people don't even study that. I've studied it. I look at it very often. In every words, when I have a doubt, like when I have a doubt of what to put in a title or something, I go with the words and I check in the etymology to make sure what it means really, because I want to be conscious, of everything. The being conscious is becoming conscious. Like I'm not here to manipulate people's mind. I don't want to do that. I've been controlled myself for long enough, so I will not come here and manipulate. It's only to motivate, to inspire, to inspire. I don't know. Maybe at one point, we are all inspired here. I look in the chat. Who's here? Tone, Nestle, Cat, hello, Gigi. Might miss some. Fallen Angel. We're all very inspired people for sure. But I mean, these videos can reach far. So maybe, hopefully, one day someone else can get what I mean here and what the essence of my message. That's there's something. I don't, like I said, I don't come here just to sound interesting. But this is called etymology, a complete story on its own. And not for me to explain now, because it's very, very... Go online, go a dictionary of etymology, and you can get it all there, all the meanings of the words. So if you are like an artist or something, I suggest you look at the etymology before you compose music or something like that. So all the examples mentioned above are imaginary walls and borders built in your mind that has been put there by society. Because of all this, the people are now lost, fragmented in their own minds, and they think is there, but is theirs, but it's actually not. This is what I realized, that my mind was not mine. You free your mind. When we say free your mind, it's because you have to reclaim your mind. You have to reclaim your power, reclaim your mind, your natural state. The fact is that the existence of religion, races, borders, countries, divisions, etc., they are all just but illusory, put there by the beliefs of society to separate, to divide, to classify you, to have better control over you. You and everyone else made those things a reality in your mind. But if you stop thinking 2 seconds and see that in the beginning there were none of all this, there was only yourself along with everyone else, all in one place and one space, and that you and all the others here are the only ones sharing and creating, populating and making this place move with all of your thoughts, giving life to this society. People may think that society is run by governments and powerful people. It only looks like it. In fact, it is not. They are trying to scare you, to make you believe they control. They are more afraid of us than you think. If the people would stop doing everything to contribute to the system, the overlay, Babylon, call it whatever you want, and rely on their own, then what is and where is society? If not only driven by every one of us, we make the society work. We got the power. Well, that's why it's not impossible to change things. We have the power. But me, I'm taking back my power. I am the society. I am the world. I am everything, just like you. But it's to step out in our greatness, step in our magnificence, and take back ownership from our life and take back our power at one point. It's possible. Why not? We are the society. Forget about the government and stuff like that. This is just to scare you, to control your mind if you let it happen. If you don't, you can build your own world. I'm here to build my own world. I'm not here to live by the rule of society or follow anything that society tells me to do that is good for me. I will decide on my own. I will think for myself. And I don't listen to those priests in Babylon telling me anything anymore because I want to think for myself. I want to make sense of reality. So, yeah, we make the society work. We have created all this, so it's up to us to take ownership for it. Take ownership of our life. Yeah. For our life. For what we came here to do. And what do we make of our world? A place of conflict, wars, fights, hate, division, nationality, religions, money, greed, jealousy, pride, false pride, suppressions, and all the other things that comes from false belief and fear. All of those because people have been misled and programmed to entrust their faith, their attention in the power of control of others people more than in themselves and their own conscience. Why is that? Why is that? I'm going to tell you why. Insecurity. Insecurity. Is it because they don't like themselves enough? Is it because they don't like themselves enough? Sometimes I'm asking myself these questions. Why people don't wake up? Or because they don't believe that they can do things on their own. No, it is not. It is then again only because they have been raised on false beliefs, suppressions of self, and misled to trust everything that they are being told. Why do people hate themselves this much? And why do people hate what and who they are? Why can't they accept the facts? And why do they lie to themselves so much? Is it a subconscious message to tell us that we hate who we have become? Think of it. Accepting who you are and the way you are is the most fundamental thing that there is to be done here. If you skip this part, then you are missing on the foundation of life. And then it leads easily to a loss of self-confidence, depressions, and eventually a loss of self totally. Giving away the power that you have over to anyone who seems to display a better view of life or seems more educated than you, like doctors, specialists, teachers, priests, gurus, or someone that has only a piece of paper to prove that they are something or someone. Prove it to whom? Society? Themselves? Know that nobody is better than yourself. Nobody knows yourself better than you. Learn and never forget that simple fact. Just that fact. Everyone is different and unique in their own way. Everyone has their own path to return to and follow, but all have the same goals. By skipping the foundation, it leads you to have a weak support and a false awareness of life, which then leads only to searching for answers outside of yourself. Because you do not believe that you, yourself, has something to offer. But if you search in the around you for truth and answers, you will only find lies, emptiness, and other people as lost as you are. It is because they are searching for the same things in the same place as you. Only seeking where they are told to look. The truth is that you will never find answers in the world, only clues that leads to confusion. People are trying to put clues together all their lives and never reach the meaning of it. This is what people have done over and over again over the ages. Those clues were left there by others that were searching in the wrong place or for the wrong reason for a meaning to life. Realize that there are never real clues to be found. There are only answers for yourself. Nothing is really hidden. Only people who hide things. The real answers are only found by self-exploration. Knowing your experiences, your actions and reactions, and to know oneself's place and role. Know that you are not here for nothing. Your life is not a joke. Know that you had to come here to live this life, to experiment and experience physical life. Not to only work for someone and make money for status. This is society's will, not yours. Look outside of yourself, for the truth about yourself is only a relation, a reflection, an image of your mind, a thought of yourself, not yourself. I'm going to repeat that one. Looking outside of yourself, for the truth about yourself is only a relation, a reflection, an image of your mind, a thought of yourself, not yourself. You are the truth. I am the truth. But we have to come to this realization. There is no you outside yourself. Only by looking at your past, present, and future as one thing and taking control of your own senses, will, and thoughts. You will be able to see past the veil and that has been put up by everyone, including you, upon us. This is profound. This is profound stuff. But know that knowing oneself is a constantly changing interaction. You have to operate from a transformational perspective. With every experience comes a new point of view. Keep an open mind, a new knowledge, and so knowing oneself can never be fully achieved because it is ever changing. Knowledge. Knowledge is potential power, but knowledge is possible. Knowledge does not make you more intelligent than anyone or better than anyone. It is not knowledge that makes you, but this is what people are led to believe. Intelligence is an innate thing. We are all born with it. Nobody is more intelligent than anyone. There is only people who has acquired more knowledge or skills more than you at this time. This is it. We all have the same biological equipment to make sense of this world. Knowledge and intelligence are two separate and different things, but are related to each other. Knowledge is acquired through different experiences and action. Anyone can have access to knowledge. They just have to want to know and take the time to learn about it totally. Knowledge is the skills. Nobody knows any skills in the beginning of their lives. You decide as you grow and experience life what you want to learn about. But as of society today, most of the knowledge is being imposed on you and what are the skills you should do and learn. Yeah. Depending on how much you put and open up yourself to the experience of that skill, relatively, this is how much you will be able to perform and perfect that particular experience as a result. But if your experience is imposed upon you and you do not really want to acknowledge the experience of that skill, then you are just being a follower of the actions that are put upon you. Want to be a follower or leader? We should all be leader in the house of the rising sun. Yeah. Or the house of the coming sun. Green juice. Ginger and apple. Plus my super green powder with all the good green stuff in it. You know, with this, even if during the day I don't eat so much fruit or, you know, because I'm in a village here where I have to travel, like I have to take my car to go to the market. It's like in the other town. There's a big highway that separates me from everything here. It's like in the winter here when there's snow, we're secluded in our town because they almost close the highway. It's very, very dangerous in the winter. It's there's days when I was working. There's days I was coming back at 10 kilometers on the road and my head outside the window because I couldn't see nothing in front. That was crazy, and I was doing that to go work for someone else. Imagine that night I had a major. That night made me awake also. When I was coming back from that Saint Placide place where I was working, and I was coming back in the road at the back, and the 5-10 kilometer on the road, and then it was a road going like that. So I never knew when someone it was very, very frightening, and I had the bad experience that night. So it made me realize a bit that why do I do this to myself? All that to go work for someone else. I risk my life to go work for someone else. It's time that I start building something on my own. And I started to not, but I started that a long time ago to, I'll have different strain. It's always good to have different strain of income, but at one point, yeah, you have to realize also what has to go, what you have to let go, and what you have to start building. And this is what I came to. I came to realize that it was time to start my life work. Yeah. Then you are just being a follower of the actions. You don't want to be an order follower of actions. You want to be yeah, not being yourself totally at the moment, causing a misperception of reality because it is not by your own will or by your own heart, leading you to have an experience that you will not like or do anymore and is worth nothing to you because you did not get any benefit from it by it being imposed on you. So you deny the experience. Have you ever heard of the expression, put your heart into everything you do? Put your heart into everything you do? Surely you have, but do you know the meaning of it? Most of you will say no, and not many will say yes. It is because you have not been taught the meaning behind it. People don't know anything anymore unless it has been taught to them. So by themselves, they think that they cannot know anything. The truth is that they know already everything because everything already exists. You just have to remember or be retaught about it. Did you ever wonder why things that are made these days are so cheap and brittle? It is because they are made by people who do not have real interest in making them. No art put into it. And mostly just do it for the money. So too are machines, computers, and robots. They make things with no real intentions and no art put behind it. By putting your heart and full attention into your experiences and actions, it is like putting a part of yourself in it. This makes an unseen, unconscious structural bound that holds things together. But today there is less or none of that kind of work left, and because of that, things do not last anymore and breaks easily. Like I said in the beginning of this section, knowledge and intelligence are related. Know that your knowledge can never surpass the amount of intelligence that you let yourself have. And so, if your intelligence has been suppressed, then your knowledge is suppressed too. On the other hand, intelligence comes from within. It is already in you. It is you, and you are infinite, and so does your intelligence. It just has to be known and found again. But because of the suppression and life controlling state of society, people are led to believe that they are not intelligent enough because they do not have a diploma or a degree or any piece of paper that proves that they are accomplished citizen on that matter. So people have come to think of themselves and others as just a vision of society wants and make of them. Preconceived perceptions of people. But what does a piece of paper says about who they are? Do they really know who they are? Or are they just what is written on a piece of paper for them? And does having more knowledge really determine who you are? Suppression of the senses. The only thing that each and every one of us has and own is our senses. Right? Right. We cannot deny that. Your senses are your tools to help you see the world as it really is. See the world as it really is. I say it often, that phrase. It's time to see the world as it is. Oh, hold on. I'm having a little problem with the setup. Hold on. Hold on a second. I just no, that's the proof I'm live, you know. That's the proof I'm live. I just almost smash everything in my decor. So yeah, so suppression of the senses. How long have I been here? An hour and 10 minutes already? Wow. Goes fast, an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going on an hour and a half talk this afternoon. Okay. So the only thing that each and every one of us has and own is our senses. Your senses are your tools to help you see the world as it really is. You should never suppress or ignore them. Some people say we live too much in the 5 sense world. Yes, but this is where they see it wrongly. Our senses are a part of us. But the problems with the senses is that people are addicted too much to them, and especially to the pleasure they procure, like sex, drug, alcohol. People are led to believe that what you sense or what your senses are telling you is what there is and only what there is. And this is what makes reality. The senses are only a reaction of the exterior world acting upon you and is only again in your mind. A perception. We are driven by the perception of reality, not reality. Know the origin of the sensation you are feeling. What you feel is only one part of it. It is only the effect of the action on the physical the senses pick up, because for every action, there is a reaction. If the senses only react to an action in the physical, then what is and where is the action takes place? It is in the unseen, the empty space, in the dark matter, or in the spiritual plane, depending on your so-called beliefs. The only unreal place it happens is in your mind. Your thoughts, you and everyone else's thoughts, is what makes the action and populate the unseen world that is all around you. This is the part that have been suppressed out of knowledge, a part that cannot be seen and cannot be touched, and surely not a thing that can be put on any piece of paper. It cannot be explained by anything. It got to be experienced. It is not a thing nor nothing. It can only be sensed with the fullness of your senses. If I tell you there exists an even greater world just outside of the range of your senses, of the senses, what will you think? But by the work of society and the veil put upon us, people learn to trust only what they see and what they what they've been told. And by that, they only use part of their senses. All of that because of the way we have been led to behave and told how to use our tools. So began the suppression of the innate and simple way that we should have always known and followed in our lives. Our instinct. Our instinct. Hard to believe, something that cannot be seen these days. But there are simple examples of everyday things that prove a presence of unseen forces or energies all around us. Take the air, for instance. You cannot see it, but you know it is there. It is a very important part of your life. Take the rays of the sun. You cannot see them with your eyes, or you can grab them with your hands, but you definitely can feel it on your body, and it is part of your and everyone else and everyone's everyday life too. I could say gravity too, but the way it has been taught about is wrong. I will not go and explain why that is right now. Are those too subtle, too normal, to everyday life to notice? That it is in the unseen, the untouchable, the emptiness, where everything is going on. There are only examples of many other phenomena that prove the existence of unseen forces and that there is much more to this world that meets the eyes. That is why people need to relearn everything, how to use their senses to the fullest, not only for the physical pleasures or pain, but to have the experience of it, the true meaning of it, without thinking of it as a thing, but just enjoying the moment, the experience you are having of it, not to be driven by it. People have had an addiction problem for so long and they do not even know about it. They are addicted to their senses, addicted to the pleasure of it, what it procures, not knowing the true nature of it, and let the pleasures guide their lives. This is a great barrier to cross and one that most of the people do not want to let go. And let the pleasures of life take control. The distractions push you like a leaf in the wind. It is good to have pleasure as long as it is only an experience, not your life. Not your life. Pleasure as in should not become your life. Lots of people only live for pleasure, maybe to escape this place that they do not like, or maybe just because they do not understand any of it. So they resort to something that they think they know and think is real. No, it is because they do not see the meaning of it and everything else while having this veil of society. And wanting to escape reality is to fear life, is fear create walls, borders, and unhappiness. Even in the first place, your thought of having the experience of pleasure was in your mind supposed to bring you some form of happiness. The thing is, if you are not happy with yourself fully, how can you bring happiness to others while you don't even understand your own self-fulfillness? And next will be a fulfillness. I don't think I'll go through all this today. It's too much, and I'm going to be here for 3 hours. I'm going to be here for 3 hours if I keep on. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. I think we're done for today. So, but I'll be back Yeah, I think government flooded California to give us Bizarre and Kelly some water. Yeah, for sure. They create all kinds of stuff, government, to keep us in fear. And just reading your comments a bit, I would love to tone. Uh, so, guys, yeah. So, big up, guys. Tone, Cat, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna roar. That's what Cat says. Roar! Hey, but that's what we need. You know, we don't need people that the one that can roar. I don't expect everybody to roar like a lion like me, but the one that can, the one that have the strength, the confidence, and the capability, and the inner will for that. Because not everybody is strong like a lion, but everybody is strong like a lion inside. But I mean, not everybody is gonna do what I do. I understand that, but I'm here to roar. I'm here to roar, and I want the whole world to hear the sound. That's what's gonna happen. The more I'm gonna roar, boom, reality check. We're gonna keep on going with the fulfillness tomorrow morning. But it was great vibe this afternoon again. I love that. It's great. So guys, big up, and I'll see you another now. Prefer say another now. Rise and shine. Ease out.